Hello everybody and welcome to another Let's Play featuring me, Alan. I will be going through this game, Laura Bow, in the Dagger of Amon Ra. It's a game released by Sierra, a sequel to The Colonel's Bequest, which was written by Roberta Williams, who you may know as the person who created King's Quest. She actually didn't write this one, but she served as creative consultant, and she's credited as the creator of Laura Bow. But this is actually the only one of the two that I've played. I've never played The Colonel's Bequest. I think I might do it for this channel at some point, because it might be interesting to see how that goes, not knowing anything about it. But this is one of my personal favorite adventure games. I've loved it ever since I first played it. Didn't do too well when I first played it, I remember, and I feel like the game doesn't really kick into high gear until you're able to explore the museum fully, which we'll get into as we go through the game. But I'm gonna try my best to get a perfect playthrough. We'll see how we do. I remember a lot about this game, but not everything, so there might be some hiccups here and there. But we're going to do our best. There's several different endings based on how well you do based on the mystery. So let's see if we can solve this mystery. First things first, we're going to watch the introduction. Start very exciting with some credits. I think when I was a kid, I actually never... Because a lot of games would have this kind of thing, especially the King's Quest games. I remember they would have, you know, an introduction option, and then just play game, if you don't want to watch the introduction. And I would rarely watch the introductions to these games. I just want to get right into it. And because of that, I'd be very confused. Like, why am I, you know, in this location? Here we go. Ooh, someone's sneaking. Oh! Oh boy. There's that death music, essentially, that we'll get used to as we play through the game. Freaked me out as a kid. You could hear, when he finished strangling him, you could hear at the beginning there a bit of a, like a ree, 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 of course, which is a homage to the Psycho theme. Okay, so that took place on this cruise ship, it would seem, and now the cruise ship is docked. Or meet some of our first characters.
There is still time to correct this most grievous misunderstanding, Mr. Carter. The Dagger of Amon Ra must be returned to Egypt.
Stay out of my way, or I'll thrash you within an inch of your life.
Surely you can find a way to accommodate everybody's wishes.
Who are you to tell me what I can do with my own property?
Your property? What authority did you have?
The authority of the Egyptian Antiquities Service. So if you don't like it, I suggest you waddle on back to Egypt and complain to your own government.
Would it not be better to work this out diplomatically?
This isn't a case for diplomacy. It's a case for your acceptance of the situation.
It is not just my acceptance at issue, Mr. Carter. Frankly, some of our people are quite upset, moved to take drastic measures if need be.
Are you threatening me, you malodorous little man?
Mr. Carter, there are some who would rather fight back than allow their country to be stripped of its national treasures.
Any fat savage who lays a finger on my exhibit, or threatens me, will find himself in deep trouble. Do I make myself clear?
As clear as the water of the oasis, Mr. Carter.
Alright, there's some conflict already between these two. Mr. Carter. I don't know if we were given the other guy's name.
Be careful with that steamer trunk, young man. It's exceedingly valuable.
It sure is heavy, Mr. Carrington. You got gold bars in here or something?
The contents of my trunk are not your concern. Now be a good lad and take it to my taxi. The Countess is waiting.
So you have Mr. Carrington, it would seem. Now, if you clever viewers have put two and two together...
1 week later.
Are you sure you've got everything?
Yes, Daddy.
You've got Sam's address at the paper?
Yes, Daddy.
You've got the money I gave you?
Yes, Daddy. Don't worry.
Put some money in your shoe. New York's a big city, and there's a lot of crime there.
Look, I'm going straight to the paper. What could possibly go wrong?
Let me give you a little more money, just in case.
Dad, I've got to go.
Godspeed, Laura. Call me as soon as you get there.
I'll be fine, Dad. I'm going to make you proud of me.
I already am, honey.
Aw. There's our heroine! Laura Bow and her dad. Sending her off to the big city, New York City. So I was going to say, to eagle-eyed viewers, you'll notice that at that beginning scene, someone was strangled and put into a trunk of some kind, and then that's what they were carrying off of the thing, and the stevedore said it was very heavy. So, something fishy there. If you've never played this game before, and you're watching me play it, I'll do my best not to spoil anything. Like I said, I remember most of it, and I remember most of the clues and the things that...
Excuse me,
Oh.
dear, are you a secretary?
Actually, I'm starting a new job as a reporter for the New York Daily Register News Tribune. My name's Laura Bow.
You look very similar to me,
How
ma'am.
nice. I'm Irmgard. Is this your first trip to the big
Irmgard.
city?
Am I that obvious? How could you tell?
By the way you keep glancing out the window, dear. I did the same thing the first time I came to New York.
And you're still writing while you're talking to me.
The people rushing around. It was all so exciting. Then I stepped off the train and got mugged.
How awful!
It's the New York experience. Thank you, dear. You're very kind. I've enjoyed traveling with you.
Oh, look out!
Do you need any help getting home?
No, dear. I'll be fine. Thank you.
New York.
You're sure you'll be okay?
Yes, thank you. Goodbye.
Man, you're a mark. As soon as you step off the train.
Goodness gracious! My suitcase!
Can you spare a dime, miss?
No, don't do
Certainly,
it.
sir. I'm always ready to help those who are less fortunate.
Well, that's just peachy. Give me all your money then.
Aw,
Excuse me?
New York.
Hand it over.
This seems very unfair.
Welcome to New
Unfair.
York, kid.
Aw. She's just a southern belle. She doesn't know how to handle herself in that big city.
I'm not gonna let a little bad luck ruin my day. Hello,
Yeah.
New York. Laura Bow has arrived.
Oh yeah. As I was saying, I'm gonna try not to spoil things, so you can kind of play along while you watch and see how well you do with solving the mysteries. But like I said, I'm gonna try and do a perfect playthrough as much as I can. So I'm gonna try not to miss anything.
My destiny awaits. Nothing can stop me now. I really want to thank you for hiring me, Mr. Augustini.
For hiring you? I don't even know who you are.
I'm Laura Bow. I believe you know my father, John Bow.
Ah, John Bow's daughter. Now I remember. How is he?
He's fine, and he says hello. He wanted to know if you still had that newspaper clipping on your wall about the explosion of the Hindenburg building in New Orleans.
Yes. Your father was the first cop on the scene of the explosion, and he let me into the wreckage so I could cover it for the paper. I rescued Rupert Hindenburg from his burning office, wrote about it, and made a name for myself as a reporter. I owe John a lot for that. Think you can handle being a reporter for a big city paper?
I'll do my best, sir.
We usually just hire men for this job. It's rough out there, and you're kinda small.
I can do it, Mr. Augustini.
Or maybe you're
just give me a chance.
Overcompensate with your giant desk.
All right, as a favor to my old pal John, but I'll be keeping a close eye on you.
Thank you, sir.
For your first assignment, I want you to write about a burglary. Some kind of fancy knife was stolen from the Leyendecker Museum. I'll arrange for you to attend the fundraiser at 7 o'clock tonight for their new Egyptian exhibit. Everyone will be there. Tell them you're covering the society news so they won't clam up on you.
You won't regret it, sir. I have a nose for news.
Just keep your nose out of trouble. Here's your official notebook and your pencil. It already has Crodfaller's notes in it. Have the story ready by 3 tomorrow or you're out of a job.
What? It's a little extreme. Alright, well that's the intro, and now we're into Act 1. Which of course is called Laura Bow, A Nose for News.
Laura Baines, right?
No.
Laura Bow, sir. And I believe you have the advantage.
Crodfaller rhubarb, ma'am, though you can call me Rube. So I suppose you've already met Sam.
Yes, he's very colorful.
Don't let him shake you. He's tough on the outside, but inside he's got a heart of stone.
I'm sure he... Pardon me? What did you say?
Never mind, just pulling your leg. Why don't you take this desk right here and we'll get you settled in.
That's very kind of you. Mr. Augustini sort of left me on my own. I have to start on this story about a burglary at the Leyendecker Museum.
Alright, and here we are. We got our cursor. So, of course, classic point and click. We got walk, we got look, we got use or hand. This is interesting. This is just like to talk to someone, whereas this is to question someone. And I'll show you how that works in a second here. And then this is your purse, which currently just has our notepad. Then we got our controls. I like to have the speed a bit higher up. Text, I'm not sure what that means. Detail. Let's make it really detailed, shall we? And let's save it here. And I'm using the good old games version of this. So I'm not sure if you can see this save slot here because it's using its like cloud save feature. So if it's just like paused on your screen, my apologies. I'm just saving it right now. Let's just call it a nose for news. All right. So first thing we should do is we should talk to our new desk mate, I guess, Rube.
I hope I'm not intruding. I mean, if you were working on the burglary story.
Miss Bow, please, it is not a problem. Yes, I'd started work on the story, but it's not your fault that it's been reassigned. That's just something I'll have to take up with Sam.
Thank you, Mr. Rube.
Well, at least seems like he's not too pissed about, you know, a woman taking his job. Took your job. This is set in 1926, by the way, I believe. So, you know, women were still looked down upon. Oh, how times have changed, am I right? Hashtag feminism. All right. So this is your notepad. So if you choose the question option rather than the speak option, then you can actually ask people about things that you know about. So, you know, we have people, places, things, and then we have miscellaneous. So as you play through the game, you'll start to get more entries that you can ask people about, and sometimes you need to, you know, get certain information to solve certain puzzles. So let's ask Rube about his boss, about Sam. Oh yeah, and then you have to choose it and then go exit.
What can you tell me about Sam?
He's a perfectionist. I badmouth him now and then, but, well, he's given me plenty of breaks, so I owe him a few.
That's fair. Who else should we ask about? We can ask about himself.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Rhubarb.
What's to tell? I'm a reporter for this paper, probably since before you were born.
But I want to know about the real Crodfaller T. Rhubarb.
You mean there's another Crodfaller T. Rhubarb? No two sets of parents could be that cruel.
That's okay, Mr. Crodfaller. You don't have to tell me about yourself if you don't want to.
Rube.
Who are you calling a... Oh, Rube's your nickname, isn't it? Sorry, I forgot.
It's what he prefers. Come on. Yeah, Crodfaller, that's a weird name. What else could we ask about? We asked about Dr. Pippin Carter. So also, like, the in-game reason why we already have these entries is Crodfaller was already working on the case, so that's why he has some of these people in here already. We can see what he knows about Pippin Carter. I believe that was the angry guy we saw on the boat at the beginning.
What can you tell me about this Pippin Carter character?
A queer bird, if ever I've met one. Kinda comes across as cultured, yet he's a loudmouth, you know what I mean? He's got a chip on his shoulder the size of the Brooklyn Bridge. He'll try to cut you down, just shake it off. That's what I had to do.
Okay. We also have Dr. Carrington. That was the guy who was talking to the stevedore and saying, "Be careful with that. It's very valuable." And he's like, "Whoa, it sure is heavy."
What should I know about Archibald Carrington?
Carrington hasn't been in the States long. He's from England, but somehow he doesn't quite come off on the level. Call me stupid, but I just think the guy should be more concerned about museum property vanishing. His first month on the job, too.
Alright. So he has something to do with, or he wasn't upset about the theft. Actually, let's ask about that, because that's basically what this whole thing is about. So we should learn some more about what this burglary was.
Were you able to get any leads at all about the burglary at the museum?
No, hadn't been working on the story very long. I went to see Detective O'Reilly down at the police station, but he was pretty tight-lipped. I was planning on talking to Ziggy down at the speakeasy. He's a stoolie, usually good for a tidbit or two.
Any other leads I can follow up on?
With due respect, ma'am, it's going to be your byline on the story, not mine.
Point taken, Mr. Crodfaller. Rube.
Alright. Okay. Our notebook. Speakeasy. So that's something he just mentioned, so we now know about that. Let's ask about O'Reilly, though, because he said he went and talked to him. Oh yeah, and you see we got Ziggy now as an option, because he told us about him. Let's ask about the detective first.
Have you dealt with Detective O'Reilly?
I know he's assigned to the case. I didn't get anything out of him. Maybe you'll have better luck being a lady and all.
What's that supposed to mean? I already asked about him. Low fat. I have no idea what that is.
Tell me about low fat.
The old laundry guy? What's to tell?
Okay, he's a laundry guy. Why do you have him in your notes then, sir? We could ask him about our dad. He probably doesn't know much about him, but...
Have you heard the name John Bow?
Don't think so. He a relative of yours?
He's my father.
Oh, Sam's
So
friend.
indignant.
Never met him, I'm afraid.
He's my father. How dare you? Alright, let's ask about Ziggy.
Who is Ziggy?
He's what we politely call a stool pigeon. Basically, the guy squeals for cash. Amazing that the guy hasn't had his neck broken by now.
That is amazing. Alright, well, we can ask about some of the places in New York. This is where we are. Let's ask about that.
Is there anything I should know about working here at the New York Daily Register News Tribune?
Well, first of all, we call it the Trib. No need to use the whole name. I don't think anyone in New York even remembers the whole shebang. Second, don't worry about Sam. He's gruff and loud, but he's really a cream puff. Don't let him push you around. Lastly, don't get too attached to any one assignment. You never know when it'll be yanked away from you and given to some less experienced reporter with no qualifications except an in with the boss.
Ahem.
Sorry, didn't mean to get peevish.
Mm-hmm. Talking about someone with a chip on their shoulder. Police station.
Anything I should know about the police station?
Well, it's usually a good source of information. It's standard procedure to check there at some point in any investigation. Sometimes they just blow smoke at you, hand you the commissioner's party line. But once in a while they'll give you something you can actually use.
He's probably so annoyed that we just are standing next to him. He's clearly trying to work. Let's ask about the laundry place.
What can you tell me about low fats?
It's a place to take your laundry. That's about it, as far as I know.
Great. So helpful. The docks. That must be where we saw the ship.
Give me the lowdown on the 12th Street docks.
Lowdown? You've been reading too much pulp fiction. The docks are the docks. Keep away from them unless you have business there.
Okay. Museum. That's probably more important, because that's where the burglary happened.
Is there anything I should know about the Leyendecker Museum?
Yeah, I went down there. I did get that far in the investigation, at least. I met the museum's president, a stodgy old croaker named Archibald Carrington III. Cagey guy, didn't seem overly concerned about the dagger. You might see if you can get a little bit more out of it. I also spoke with a Pippin Carter. Nasty little squirt. He acts like the world owes him a living. Apparently, he's the one who's originally discovered the dagger in Egypt, along with some of the other junk in the exhibit. Now, he was hot about the dagger. Took the whole thing like it was a personal stab at him. No pun intended.
Aha. Kinda already knew that. New York. Tell me about this garbage city that 2 different people stole from me as soon as I stepped off the train.
Any advice for somebody who's brand new to the city?
Well, keep your eyes off the tall buildings. That's how muggers spot you. Don't leave your luggage alone for a moment or somebody will walk off with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you travel anywhere, be sure to put some money in your shoe, just in case.
That's what my dad said. I didn't listen to him. Alright, speakeasy.
Where can I find this speakeasy?
Just ask any cab driver. They'll take you there. It's the place disguised as a flower shop.
Classic speakeasy. Disguised as a flower shop. Yeah, I don't need to ask about the notebook. Let's ask about Egyptology, though. That should be...
Any wisdom you'd care to pass along about Egyptology?
You've already proven to me you know as much about Egyptology as I do. Maybe more. I bow to your superior knowledge, Miss Bow.
Thank you, sir.
How did I prove that? Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's save it again. And let's take a seat at our desk, shall we?
This is now your desk. It's very old and looks like it hasn't been cleaned thoroughly in years, but it's sturdy and serviceable.
Wow, that's weird. The voiceover for the text... Oh, I see. Mode speech. I'm curious what this means, though, but I won't mess around with it right now. Alright, so we got our desk.
It looks like an old desk blotter.
Sure does.
This is the top drawer of your desk. It's the first pencil holder you've ever had as an official member of the Fourth Estate.
Good for her.
The desk drawer is locked.
Ah, darn. But, if I know anything about blotters in adventure games, is always look at the
You
corners.
peel up a corner of the blotter to reveal a small key. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
I think both this game and the Sierra game Gold Rush have a blotter, like something under the blotter puzzle. So, when I was a kid, I learned what a blotter was very quickly.
You unlock the drawer. Unfortunately, the key permanently jams itself in the lock. Let's hope you never want to lock this drawer again.
What do we got here?
A press pass. It reads, Press. Your pants while you wait. Low-Fats Chinese Laundry, 5858 Broadway Avenue, New York. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Wait, so it's not a press pass?
A press pass. It reads, Press. Your pants while you wait. Low-Fats Chinese Laundry, 5858 Broadway Avenue, New York.
I don't know if I ever noticed that before. It's like not actually a press pass. It's or like it is, but it's also a kind of a little joke about low-fats laundry. Anyway. Alright, let's see what's in our trash
It's a
bin.
waste paper basket conveniently situated next to the desk. You find a curiously heavy object in the trash.
Oh, a Blurns ball.
This baseball has been autographed by Bob Ruth, Babe's unknown younger brother.
Ah.
Bob never made it out of the minor leagues because he was incapable of violence and therefore would not harm a baseball by hitting it with a bat. Bob eventually quit baseball and became a successful psychiatrist.
Okay, that's weird.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Yeah, we got a baseball, we got a press pass. We're cooking with gas. Well, that's pretty much all we can do in the Trib. These
This
guys.
is the science editor for the Trib. His latest report critiqued Goddard's demonstration of the first liquid fuel rocket, which traveled 184 feet in 2.5 seconds. At the moment, he's checking to see who signed up for the three-legged race at the annual picnic.
Oh, that sounds fun.
One notice reads, when covering formal events such as embassy parties, please dress appropriately. We've had complaints about reporters who refuse to dress properly at social events.
That's actually a bit of a hint.
One of the notices reads, some of our employees have been asking for a 40-hour work week, as has been proposed by Mr. Henry Ford. This is not an automobile factory, this is a newspaper. News happens 24 hours a day, and we need to report it.
That's funny. Yeah, the 40-hour work week was invented by Henry Ford, so good on them for having that. There's a gents. Where's the ladies?
The gents sign leaves little doubt as to what lies behind the door. You shudder to think of it.
Yeah, men are gross. All right, well let's head outside, shall we? See what else we can find in this city. New York City. Hello. So here's a fun thing. I'm gonna save the game. New York, concrete jungle, Their dreams are made of... Perfect. So, there's a taxi sign here, so you could call for a taxi just by clicking on that. But you can also, you know, go across the street. See? So if we do that... Oh, God. Oh, no. Off to a bad start there, Laura. If you don't look both ways, you'll be dead in no time flat. Yeah, so... you actually have to. It's kind of silly, but it's... I don't know if it was just trying to be educational. You actually have to look.
It's a car.
Oh, no. Yeah, I get it.
There are no cars coming from this direction.
You have to look both ways.
The corner of...
Oh.
There are no cars coming from this direction.
So you have to look both ways before you try and cross. Otherwise, you'll get hit by a car. So, I remember actually learning that. Or, you know, learning the idea of looking both ways through this game more than through school. So, good work, Sierra. This is a Snorri guy.
A man sleeping under a newspaper. Judging by the strong smell of alcohol, you deem it wise not to light a match in his presence.
Oh. Let's grab him.
Excuse me, sir.
Shake him awake. Oh.
Don't bother me, lady. I'm sleeping.
Sorry. Alright. Let's go into the police station. See if we can talk to that detective. Hello, sir.
Pardon me. I'm looking for some information.
Well, take yourself down to the library then.
Pardon me, Sergeant, but I happen to be a reporter with the Trib.
Oh, well, strike up the band then. Look, lassie, I've been out with my dogs all day, and I hadn't had my lunch. And I got better things to do than to jaw with some slip of a girl reporter. Go on with you now.
Wow, that's rude. Please tell me...
Look, miss,
Oh.
I'm not in the mood to answer any reporter's questions.
Okay, he's not going to talk to us. So... And I don't think we can just walk back there.
You knock politely. You hear the muffled response. Come in.
Oh, we can't just walk back there. Alright. Hello.
Sure and begorra, I'm Detective O'Reilly. What would you be wanting then, lass?
I'm Laura Bow from the New York Daily Register News Tribune. I'm looking into the burglary at the Leyendecker Museum, and I understand you're handling the case. Would it be possible for me to look at your report?
You can't be a reporter, lass. You're a girl. The Trib only hires men.
I
Hashtag
am
feminism.
a reporter, sir, and you can check with my editor, Sam Augustini, if you don't believe me.
I thought that Crodfeather guy was going to be writing the robbery article.
Crowdfaller was assigned to it, but the story is mine now. Can I see that report, please?
It's very technical, lass. I don't think you'll be learning much from it.
Thank you for your concern, Detective, but I'd like to be the judge of that.
You're a determined girl. I'll say that much for you. Have a look, then.
The file on the Leyendecker Museum burglary is nothing more than a single handwritten page. It mentions only one stolen object. The Dagger of Amon Ra.
That's the name of the
The
game.
burglar or burglars left no fingerprints or other clues. Their method of access to the museum is unknown. In summary, the police are baffled about the burglary at the museum at this point. Some parts of the report seem vague. The report is signed by Detective Ryan Hanrahan O'Reilly. There's only one page to this report. Where's the rest of it?
That's all of it right now.
It's rather vague, isn't it?
Good police work takes time, and I'm a very busy man. I haven't had time to follow up on the burglary. So what if a museum loses a knife? There are people being murdered left and right in this city, dropping like flies. Cars are being stolen, booze is being smuggled into speakeasies. Pedestrians are being mugged, firebugs are burning down half the city, they're running out of grapes at the corner market, and I've got a headache.
Aww.
And you know who gets to investigate all the crimes in this district? Me. So I don't need any nosy reporters hanging around telling me my reports are vague, girly.
Well, excuse me.
Talk to the desk sergeant if you have any more questions. I haven't got time for you right now.
Okay, so he's kind of a jerk. And we didn't get to question him about anything. He just kicked us out. I'm going to be honest. I think when I was a kid and I played this game, I never realized you could just walk in there. I thought you had to get his approval before you could go back there. But that's why I tried to do it just then, just to see what happened. But that exact same scene would play out if I talked to this guy first or not. So we should be good. But let's head back outside. Oh, that sleeping guy's gone. Oh, but he left a newspaper.
The paper is full of old news and a valuable coupon.
Ooh, a coupon. We like coupons.
A coupon for a free sandwich from Luigi.
Let's take it.
You pick it
I want a
up
free
and
sandwich.
place it in your purse.
Cool. Alright. So, I think we want to
There are no cars coming from this direction.
go back to the Tribune,
There are no cars coming from this direction.
which is luckily just across the street from the police station. What's going on here?
A man selling corned beef sandwiches from a cart.
Could this be Luigi?
Hot the corned beef, get you hot a corned beef sandwich.
Is that corned beef lean?
Lean of corned beef. This is the leanest corned beef in the city, maybe in the country.
Wow.
So lean the cows she keep on tipping over. You wanna buy a corned beef sandwich, lady?
Great. Let's get one. Since I don't have any money.
I believe I would like a sandwich.
Mamma mia, another coupon. I'm gonna go broke. What a crummy idea I had. That's the last time I advertised in a newspaper. Take your sandwich and get out of here before I change my mind.
I will.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
And just put it right in my purse. That's where that belongs. So if you recall, the desk sergeant said he was...
There are no cars coming from this direction.
He was grumpy because he's hungry.
There are no cars coming from this direction.
Maybe he likes a little corned beef sandwich. I wonder if you can just eat it. Let me save it here. Hot corned beef. Alright. Oh yeah, I was going to see if I could eat it. I feel like you can't.
You think about eating the sandwich, then suddenly change your mind when you remember that you're a vegetarian.
Oh, whoops. That's fair. Yeah. I've mentioned this in the other playthrough I did of Heroine's Quest, but in a lot of adventure games, stuff like that is often a thing where an important item can just be eaten, and then you've broken the game and you can't continue anymore. Luckily, this game is a bit more forgiving. Let's give him a sandwich.
You look so hungry. Here, take this.
Sure, there's a corned beef sandwich on rye. Bless you, lassie. Don't mind if I do.
Mind if I
Sure,
do?
it tastes fresh too.
Alright, maybe he'll be kinder to us now.
I know I always feel a little better after I've had something to eat.
There's no denying that, miss. Now, what was it you were wanting to ask me?
Alright, we can question him now. So let's ask him about the detective first of all.
Detective O'Reilly seemed very rude. Is there any way I could talk with him again when he's in a better mood?
Ah, well, and here I thought he was in such a good mood today. He's a very busy fella. If only you'd talked to him once today, I doubt he'd be talking to you again.
Rats. Rats. Let's ask about Ziggy. Apparently he's a stool pigeon, so likely police know about him.
I'm looking for information about a man named Ziggy.
What would a lass like yourself be wanting with scum like that?
Never you mind why. I'm just looking for information about him.
I suppose it's no big secret. Not round here, anyways. Ziggy's is a first-class little rat fink. Couldn't cut it as a crook on his own. Now he has to go around spoiling it for the rest of them. Nasty little big mouth, though he does seem to hear an awful lot. If you're looking for him, he's the kind of man what hangs around in speakeasies. Not that we have any in New York City, mind you. We've got these places closed up good and tight.
I'm sure you do. Let's ask him about the speakeasy, shall we?
What can you tell me about the speakeasy?
Now, I don't know anything about a speakeasy. Not in this town. We run a clean city here. But there are some nice places where a lady like yourself can sit and relax and enjoy a bit of the high life, if you know what I'm saying. Of course, some of these places are restricted, don't you know? So you'll have to be giving them the right signs so they know you're okay. But just mention it Charleston and you're in like Flynn. You got that now?
I think so. Thank you kindly, Sergeant.
Don't mention it. And I mean it now. Don't you go mentioning it. Not to anyone.
Yeah, see, he knows about a speakeasy. He just can't talk about it in the open. So he gave us a little clue there. That's actually really all we need from this guy. So let's leave. And we got a couple more places to explore. We'll go to the speakeasy soon as well. But I think we're going to end the video here and catch up with Laura next time. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you're enjoying this playthrough. And like I said, I think the game really kicks into high gear once you get to the museum and get to explore there. That's where the bulk of the game takes place, and it's a lot of fun. And becomes kind of an Agatha Christie mystery. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.